Hey folks, I wanted to do this video about a really touchy subject, and this is just my opinion, okay? And by no means am I throwing anybody under the bus. By no means am I saying anybody's doing anything to be mean. You know, I'm not saying people are out to screw people over, okay? But over the last 20 years, I have really tried hard to get people to join clubs. I'm a lifetime member of the AMA. And I actually help support their foundation. And I'm actually going to be doing a little bit with the AMA later this year with some safety stuff. But and I know I get heat. Some people say, well, I'll never join the AMA. But this isn't just about the AMA. This is about the clubs that we belong to. And something that came up the other day, and by no means, people, am I throwing anybody under the bus. But I've always joined like 2 or 3 clubs. I like to support them. Some of them I only fly at once a year. Other ones I'll fly at maybe once a week. And I'm only about an hour and 5 minutes from the AMA headquarters in Muncie, Indiana. So there's a lot of times that I'll just go up there and fly, especially if I'm test flying some of my big stuff, or I'm, working out just, systems and stuff. But one of the things that came up is clubs. And I didn't know if I was in the wrong the way I thought about this. Okay, so I reached out, I've got like 4,500 followers on Facebook. And I asked everybody, have you ever been penalized for rejoining a club late? And I know some of the clubs I used to join or were members of, they did away with that a long time ago, penalizing modelers. In my humble opinion, it's really hard to get people in the hobby right now to embrace the hobby or want to even join a club. I would say probably a third of the people I know will not join a club. And then everybody says, well, what do we do about the FRIAs and the remote ID? They said, hey, they'll buy the chip or the little remote ID module and put it in their airplane. Or they just say they're going to fly on their property and not give a crap, okay? But I really do believe in clubs. I think clubs are great places to get training. I think clubs are a great place to meet people, a great place to meet people who fly different types of airplanes. But I went to rejoin a club, and honestly, folks, most of the clubs I belong to have a really active campaign in December, basically saying, hey, look, you got to rejoin in January. And normally I do that. But this spring I was really busy with CEF, with life, with my projects, and I'd forgotten to join a club. So I rejoined it in March, and then they told me, oh, you got to pay a 20% fine for rejoining the club late. And that bothered me. Now, this is just my humble opinion, folks. I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus, but I don't believe in penalizing hobbyists. I mean, the hobby has enough problems the way it is right now. There are so many ways with the clubs I belong to, with fun flies and ways to generate money, than to give a crap about the 20% of my fee. So I reached out on my Facebook and kind of took a poll. And believe it or not, folks, I've only found 3 clubs now that still penalize. There may be a lot more. And actually, my favorite club I belong to right now might penalize people. But I had no idea, because they had a vigorous campaign in December to say, hey, look, everybody, rejoin. You need to rejoin by January 1st. And I think it's because I belong to so many clubs, I just forgot to rejoin this one. Plus, in Indiana, it's really not great weather until March or April to fly. So, I talked to a group of friends, a couple of other lifetime members of the AMA, people that I believe in. And I asked them, what do you think? Am I in the wrong for this? And they said, no, Damon, most of the clubs did away with penalizing people. I did hear about a club, though, that has like an initiation fee. And it's a pretty staggering amount of money. It's like $30 or $40 to become you got to pay the initiation fee, and then you pay the yearly dues, okay? And evidently, if you don't repay your dues in January, you've got to repay that initiation fee, which I think how is that making a modeler feel like they're loved by that club? Okay, how does that make modelers feel like They're just wanting to be a part of it. Now, look, I want to make this very clear. I understand clubs have to generate enough money to pay for their AMA, to pay for their rent or their lease on their land. I totally get that. And I understand newer clubs sometimes might have a deficit. Okay, I get that. I totally get that. But I also see newer clubs building nice runways, building, really nice shelters and all this stuff. So they've got the money. But I don't believe in penalizing modelers. And I wanted to make this video to just generate some talk. I know there's going to be some people bash this video, and some people are going to probably believe in the video. But we're modelers, and we've got to stick together. And it's hard enough to get people to join clubs. I literally know 20 to 30 people right now that won't join a club because they hate the clicks. They hate the entitlement that comes from some clubs. I've actually belonged to clubs. Now, I don't really give a rat's ass. When I join a club, if people treat me like crap, I don't care. I just want to use the runway, and I want to enjoy the club. And I have belonged to clubs that are very cliquish. My God, you show up with a 3D plane, or you show up with a drone, or you show up with a helicopter. The days used to be that is like Winston-Salem, man. You're a witch, and they're going to put you on the stake, and they're going to burn you at the stake. Or they're going to go, oh no, you guys need to go down and fly on that little piece of a crappy part of the field we don't like. But folks, we are in model aviation, and we're already getting enough scrutinizing from the public and the government. And you would think that we would want to be a fraternity of modelers that are trying to do the best to help each other. And I know if I ever created a club, I wouldn't care when somebody wanted to join during the year. And honestly, I would prorate it. After July 1st, I might say, hey, you're going to get 25% off your yearly dues. Now, I don't care. I still feel if I join in July or I even join in August, I should pay for the full year because I am supporting that club. Okay? But to fine you? I know we used to do that back in the 80s and 90s. And when I did that little survey on my Facebook, almost every club that reached out to me said, Damon, we did away with fines a long time ago. But there are a few, just to be clear, that said, no, we still will fine you if you're late. And, folks, it's, like I made a joke on my Facebook, not that I would know, Pornhub doesn't even fine you. They just want a monthly payment and you pay for it. So, and I know I'm getting in the gray area, and I'm joking, folks. I'm just saying that, you pay to play for Netflix, everybody else, and all this stuff. And maybe some of that stuff fines you. But why would model aviators fine other model aviators? I just don't understand that. Now, again, this is my humble opinion. I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus. They may have their reason for doing that. Some people still want to have steam engines. Some people still think that, we should go pump water out of the ground and get drinking water. Folks, I'm just saying it's so old-fashioned to fine people, to fine them or penalize them when we're all model aviators. We're all trying to stick together. And I know there's going to be people out there offended by this, and I'm sorry, okay? I used to have a saying, Skippy, if you don't like what I'm saying, you don't have to listen, okay? And I'm not saying I'm 100% right here, but I am 100% right. But the thing is, folks, I have such a deep passion for model aviation, and I've helped so many modelers. I got 1.6 million views on my YouTube, which isn't anything compared to like a Taylor Swift or other superstars. But I'm proud that my YouTube channel was created to help spread what I do in the industry and to help other modelers. And I just don't get fining modelers, folks. I just wanted to put that out there. I know a lot of clubs don't do it. I think when I did the percentages, 94% of the people that responded to me say their clubs do not fine you or penalize you. A lot of clubs, no matter when you join, you're going to have to pay the whole yearly due, even if you join in August. A lot of clubs, or some clubs, will prorate you, okay? And that's fine. I understand there's operating costs of running a club. But I definitely don't believe in fining modelers or penalizing a modeler. So I just want to do this video, folks. you know, I know there's people that hate the AMA. Okay, I know that. I've had people reach out to me probably weekly and say, Damon, I don't know why you're such a staunch supporter of the AMA. You may not know this, but the AMA has done so much for us that you don't even understand. And of course, everybody wants to say, well, we should be able to fly wherever we want at any altitude and do whatever we want. That's not life, folks. We still have to fit into the way our changing world is. You know, one reason I don't allow politics or religion on any of my social media is because everybody's going to have an opinion. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. But when it comes to model aviation, I really think we need to stick together. When it comes to model aviation, if we don't stick together, somebody's going to separate us. And I'm telling you, when you have a model airplane club that's a FRIA, which means we can fly there without remote ID and have all those freedoms, but you get fined. I just don't believe in that. I think what clubs should do, and I'm not saying clubs are lazy, some are, but why aren't you spending all this energy in November and December saying, look, everybody, 2024 is going to be a tight year financially. We need you to rejoin if you're going to rejoin. If I would have saw any of the emails like that, it probably would have triggered something in this warped head of mine to say, hey, Dag, you need to get in there and get your dues paid. But then I think of anybody else who pays late. It's just not what modelers should do, in my humble opinion. You know? But that's it, folks. I'm not going to keep going on and on. Please like and subscribe my videos. I know this is a weird video. I normally don't do videos where I do like an editorial or get out there and basically say, what the hell? Okay? I like to always share my crazy inventions, my crazy builds, a lot of my 3D designs, all of that neat junk. But yeah, this kind of struck me wrong, feeling like, why would you penalize modelers? You know, we're all in the same boat together, folks, or the same airplane together. Rock on, everybody. Have an awesome day. I hope you understand the intent of this video. If you don't, hey, that's on you. It's not on me. I've done my best. Take care, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.